What's going on? It's Keinan Briggs, sports consultant and mentor. Last week, I asked you guys which spike would you prefer me to do a review on, and the answer was the Adidas AdiZERO triple jump and pole vault spikes. This video is sponsored by VS Athletics. Please visit vsathletics.com for any of your track and field spikes and equipment for your next track and field meet and more. All right, so let's get started. Here is the actual spike itself. It is a beautiful spike. The first thing I want to go over is the looks. What does this spike look like? Well, when I look at it, I see love, I see care. And the reason for it is there are a lot of things that happen during track meets. There are a lot of things that happen to spikes. Sometimes spikes rip, sometimes spikes fall apart, and etc. They get old, they get weathered, they bend, all those things, right? When I look at this spike, I can see that they heard the feedback from us. Then they say, okay, well, we're going to make some adjustments. So the first thing was I didn't have spikes that had the straps. Whenever I would tie my shoes, I tie them tight, and after a while, it wasn't tight enough. And then when I started seeing that Adidas started coming out with the strap, it let me know that they care about the spike itself. So the strap actually reinforces the comfort, it reinforces the support and the connection from the shoe to your foot, from your foot to the ground. When it comes to the actual quality of the fabric always is going to stretch and move. But the fact that the fabric has a layer on it, then it also has a unique layer that is like a tape or something that reinforces and kind of hardens that mesh. That's great. That lets me know that, yes, these things sometimes rip. And the huge part on it is you can see it here. It's an extra type of stitching, right? Because when you triple jump, your feet hit each other. When they hit each other, this part hits. If you hit your spike or the side of your foot, it eventually starts to rip this. And I've seen many spikes rip here, but this is designed to keep that rip free. Now, of course, it won't prevent it, but it'll minimize it. So I really like that idea. And the rest from there is just the knurling at the bottom, which is representative in the previous spikes before. Just the details of it are just, it lets me know that it's really thought about. And so for me, I'm not the biggest fan of the vibrant, bright colors because it's just hard for me to match my uniform to the shoes that I'm wearing, right? Also, if you're wearing shoes this bright, you better win. Facts. Anyway, but with that being said, overall, when it comes to the look of the shoe, when it comes to the thought process in it, when it comes to the colors, when it comes to the style of the shoe, I give it a 5-star, mainly because it's the next level. The accents on the shoe, it's not just a basic plain shoe. It has a lot of details in it, which I love and enjoy. When it comes to durability, whenever I break down how is a shoe durable, it comes down to A, does it last more than one season? B, do I feel comfortable in the shoe? And C, do I ever think about my shoes? So the first thing is, if your shoes can last multiple seasons and you don't feel a difference in the wear and tear in them, they're a very durable shoe, and I say invest in the highest quality shoe, such as the AdiZERO Adidas triple jump pole vault spike. Now the next thing is, when it comes down to durability, is I can tell the spike is durable, one, by just the feel of it. And it doesn't move. It don't move.
It don't move. My hair, my hair, my hair. It don't move.
And it doesn't move because it's designed for specific performance. As you can see, the back side of it has a little bit more structure to it on the inside. The front side is a little more bendy, and that means that it's going to be stiff all the way through until I complete the finish of my jump, which is another huge asset of these spikes. The fact that the plate is kind of basically blended into one line, one whole plate, it shows that there's no breaking place. Other spikes in the past have had multiple plates and it's broken in those parts. But when it comes to Adidas, it's been pretty durable. I have a former version of these spikes, and I had it for 3 seasons, and I didn't see any change in the mold or the bend of the shoe itself. Then when it comes to just thinking about the spike, I talked about that earlier. When I look back, my best jumps were worn in Adidas. And I just didn't realize that. However, I jumped in other spikes, other versions, other brands throughout my career. However, my best jumps were that. And when I think about it, it's how often am I touching and playing with my shoes between jumps? If I'm having to empty out bags of sand out of my shoe, right, then it means something. if I'm having to always readjust the strap, if I'm always having to tighten the shoe, if I'm taking the shoe off every single jump, when I put on my crew socks, does the shoe fit differently than having on thin socks? Does it feel weird? If I have insoles in there, does that change the performance of the shoe? And when it comes to the Adidas, I haven't seen and felt too much difference. Now, as a coach working with athletes, I've heard the most positive response from the Adidas brand, and especially the AdiZERO, the previous version. So this version, I know is going to be a great shoe for you. To rank this shoe on durability, I give this a 5-star out of 5 because this shoe has been faithful this whole time. So Adidas, thank you for that. When it comes to performance, it really comes down to is it durable and does it look good? And the fact that it looks good and is durable simply means that it's doing the job. If you feel good, you're going to have a great day because you feel good. If you don't think about your shoes twice because you know that they're going to be able to support whatever you're doing, you're in the right spot. So now let's answer some of the questions you guys ask me. And it's, hey coach, I long jump. Can I long jump in triple jump spikes? The answer is yes. These bad boys are only 9 ounces. You're not going to jump less because you have on a shoe that weighs 7 or 8 or 9 ounces. You're not going to feel it. You can jump just as far with these spikes. Now, if you triple jump and long jump, right? You do both events. I suggest you get triple jump spikes because long jump spikes are not designed for the movements and the impacts that triple jump has. If you do sprints and you only long jump, then I would suggest long jump spikes. Do not triple jump in long jump spikes. Do not triple jump in long jump spikes.
Do not triple jump in long jump spikes.
It's for safety. It's designed for your foot to be safe, and these shoes are designed for those specific movements. The other question I have been asked is, coach, can I high jump in triple jump spikes because of the knurling and the grip at the bottom? No. You want to high jump in high jump spikes. There's different angles that are designed in those spikes. A lot of twisting, a lot of motions. Those shoes are designed for that. Make sure you only high jump in high jump spikes. Now, what if you can only afford one pair of spikes? If you're a sprinter, long jumper, everything, triple jump, get triple jump spikes. Yes, they're 9 ounces. It's okay. You're not going to go from a 10-9 to 11-10-12 because it's too heavy of a shoe. So don't overthink it. If you can only afford one pair of shoes, obviously these are specialty shoes, so they're going to be a little bit more than your shoe itself, but it's important to get a shoe that can support what you're doing. Now, the other question is, when should I purchase specific specialty spikes? Well, my thing is, if you're in high school and you're jumping varsity marks, so if you're triple jumping and you're around that 35 to 40 foot range, you need to purchase specific shoes for your event. Do you need to get every single event? You don't have to. But when it comes to the jumps, you need to make sure you purchase the correct spikes because your spike's going to need it. Now, when it comes to pole vault, these shoes are a good shoe. You can either do the pole vault spike, you can do the triple jump spike or the long jump. I prefer the pole vault and or the triple jump spike because just of the motions designed for the shoe itself, it allows you to get into more of a full foot position. But all in all, these spikes are great. If you are interested and in the market for new spikes, the right time to buy new spikes are right before championship season. In the description box below, we'll have a link to these, to VS Athletics. When you do check out, make sure you use my last name, Briggs, Briggs, and that will give you a 15% discount on these bad boys as a thank you. So thanks for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. If you haven't, just subscribe. When you subscribe, so many things happen for me on the back end that allow me to do more for you guys in the front end. So this video itself was actually supported by VS Athletics because of my view count that I've had over the years. So support me by simply watching the videos if you find them interesting, sharing them if you find them interesting, and also subscribe because that'd be pretty nice. All right, you guys, I will see you all next time.